What was the worst, most damaging way you took revenge?
A woman rear-ended me pretty bad, told me not to call the cops because she was on the way to a AA meeting and she would lose her license. She called her boyfriend, who was a lawyer, and he told me to let her go, told me to come to his office, and he would pay cash for all repairs if I brought in an estimate. Did as requested, lawyer laughed at me and said there was no proof and I wouldn't get a cent. I was completely broke and knew I could not afford the repairs, and furthermore, the car was not legally drivable. As it was, late on another night, I went to the AA meeting via bicycle. She had said where it was in passing, and I checked the schedule. I confronted her on her way out. She confessed her license was suspended, and she had been driving without a license that day. Since it was summer, I had days free from class and rode my bicycle to the lawyer's office for a few days to learn his schedule from across the street. Slowly, a plan for revenge took shape in my mind. When I knew his beautiful car would be unattended for a while, I filled his gas tank with sand and sugar loads of it. At the time, I lived in a bad neighborhood, and there were always abandoned cars around. I had taken the rear plate off on one with expired tag and put that on his car. Next, I slashed all 4 tires with a small slit so the air would slowly be gone by the time he was leaving. Now, I was only able to see the first part of my plan from my perch. He came out from his office, saw the car sitting low to the ground, and started screaming like a banshee. And this is how I imagine the rest. He pays to get the car towed, they replace/patch the tires, he drives off, engine fails eventually because of the sand, etc. Tows it again, pays for repairs or new/rebuilt engine, drives off and is pulled over for expired plates. Since he arrogantly never took my information and never even looked at the repair estimate, he didn't know the name of his saboteur. I actually didn't tell anyone about this when it was going on. My girlfriend would not have approved, and very few since, but about a year later I drove by the office and saw it was no longer his. I feel like the woman probably would have done the right thing, but she was just mixed up with a jerk. Hopefully the events I started made it clear to her. Sweet, secret revenge.